Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to and thank you for joining us again at Kitson Migration Facebook Live. Today, we will be focusing on business and investing through Queensland. For those who have interest in migrating to Australia via the business and also investment, today we will be sharing about what is the requirement if you want to do it through the state of Queensland. Not only that, we will be focusing also on one particular area, which is a very interesting area part of Queensland, Cairns. Cairns is also known as the gateways to the Great Barrier Reef. Okay, can you do it in Chinese? Because today our presentation will be in dual language, English and also Chinese. So myself will be doing it in English and my colleague Miss K will be doing it in Chinese.
Thanks, Jimmy. 大家下午好。今天呢，我们要今天我们主要讲的是132的商业天才移民。那我们非常荣幸的，我们就邀请到了大堡礁房产的Miss Kitty， 然后她会来给我们讲解一下关于这方面的投资的金额，关于132投资金额，然后等等的一些条规。
And today with us we have Miss Katie. Miss Katie is the principal of GBR Realty Australia. She will be explaining and sharing with us with the requirements of investment through property in Cairns, Queensland, Australia.
我们非常荣幸的有 Katie 她是来自于大堡礁地产，然后呢，今天她会来讲解一下关于这方面的投资的一些地产一些详细的信息，还有那些金额等等。
We are also glad to have our Kitson Migration founders and principal, Dato Michael Yong. Dato Michael have more than 10 years experience in providing migration services. He have offices all over Malaysia, Australia, and also some supporting office in Brunei and Indonesia.
除了 Miss Kitty 之外呢，我们也非常荣幸的邀请到我们的公司的主席，就是Dato Michael， 他是澳洲移民律师，同时呢，他也是澳洲移民的中介，然后今天会分享关于132的一些签证的类别，然后他的一些签证的信息等等的。
Without further ado, I will pass the floor to Dr. Michael. He will share with you all the requirements on the visa requirements through the business, visa and investment. And for those who are first time with us, please do like our page for all the future update and videos in the futures.
我们现在先请我们的公司的老板 Dato Michael 来分享一下132的签证类别，还有我们的公司背景。
Dato.
Thank you very much, Jimmy. First of all, happy Father's Day in Australia. All right. So I'm actually streaming live from Sydney at this moment. And I'm very glad that today we can have Katie with us all the way from Cairns streaming live. And not forgetting Ryan Beer, which is the owner of RP Consultant, where he has offices in Adelaide and also in Cairns. Ryan, can you say hi to us, Ryan?
Thank you very much, Michael. I'm not sure if I'm on there yet. I wish you could be up here in Cairns again. I look forward to your next trip. We're waiting for you.
Yes. Thank you very much. Because last month Ryan invited me over to Cairns, and then from there I actually spent a wonderful time, a few days in Cairns, with Ryan being the host and bringing me around. And from there I met Katie, and that's why we have this relationship. And today we are basically focusing on the business migration via Queensland, as what Jimmy said, but particularly via Cairns. Over to you, Kay.
Thanks, Michael. Thanks, Jimmy.
Thank you.
今天呢，我们非常的荣幸的邀请到 Miss Katie， 然后她代表大堡礁地产，然后来分享一下关于这方面的投资的金额，然后还有关于昆州的一些要求、基本要求，还有它的投资金额的。
Okay, without further ado, I will just share with you PowerPoint. I will just open up the PowerPoint right now. So as what our topic today will be talking about business and investment migration via Queensland, particularly in terms of opportunity in Cairns. My colleague Jimmy has introduced myself. I'm a registered migration agent, and I also have a license for New Zealand, but today I'm focusing on giving you advice on business migration via Queensland nomination, and the visa subclass number is 132. And my colleague has also introduced Katie just now earlier on. So she'll be coming in after my presentation on the requirement for the 132 visa. And then Katie will be able to provide the solution for you when you actually comes to Australia to execute your visa and also to start your business. So she can be the brokerage part for you, where there's business opportunity not only in property development, it could be in tourism, it could be also in businesses, brokerage, and not forgetting the settlement, all right? So she's very familiar in Cairns. So, and you can always ask her any question in terms of settlement in Cairns. Over to you, okay?
我们来先讲一下，就是说我们今天呢，我们的分享人就是 Miss Katie， 她是代表大堡礁地产来进行分享的。然后呢，她是一个非常成功的一名女士，她在房地产那方面呢，她表现得非常的出色。那今天呢，她就会分享她的个人经验，还有就是呢，她的一些关于一些昆州的一些的投资的要求等等的。
Okay, a quick introduction about Kitson. Those of you who are new to us, Kitson Migration Advisory, we have offices in Malaysia, in Australia. So in Australia, we have an office in Adelaide and also our head office in Queensland, in Brisbane. And then back home in Malaysia, we have multiple offices all over Malaysia. Over to you, okay?
我们的公司呢，可以说是遍布于全马来西亚。同时呢，我们也有2个分行是在澳洲的，就是在阿德莱德，还有在布里斯班。那如果在马来西亚的话呢，我们的总行呢是在吉隆坡 Kuala Lumpur， 还有另外一个分行是在 PJ Petaling Jaya。除此之外呢，我们还有生意呢是在 Penang Pulau Pinang， 还有 Kuala Kinabalu Baru。此外呢，我们还有另外一个生意的是在 Brunei 汶莱，还有就是我们的 Surabaya， 也是最近刚刚开启的一个生意。
Who we are, Kitson Migration. So we are a team of registered migration agent. We have 6 of us, including myself. We are all licensed migration agent, where our license is given by the Department of Home Affairs. Some of my colleagues are lawyer by profession, and obviously all of us are registered migration agent, and we have a couple of accountants in our business.
我们总共有6名公司的职员公司的 founder 呢，他们来组织的。那 Dato Michael 就是我们今天的主讲人，他是 migration agent 在 Australia。然后他的 register license 是0964-203。那此外呢，我们还有 Moon Kong，Miss Moon 呢，她也是我们的创办人之一。她现在呢是拿着澳洲的 PR， 然后现在呢主要是管理澳洲的业务。
So why Kitson, right? As I shared earlier on, we are all registered migration agent. We have 6 colleagues. We are all registered with license given by immigration. And in terms of business experience, the Malaysia operation has been in the operation of the 12 years. This is our 12 years of operation. And worldwide, we actually service more than 14,000 customers. Over to you, Kay.
OK， 为什么今天要选择我们 Kitson 呢？那因为除了我们拥有非常历年悠久的经验之外呢，我们总共有6个注册移民代理。此外呢，我们有工作超过10年，而且有超过30年的工作经验，在澳洲移民这一块，我们协助了超过14,000客户来自世界各地的能获得澳洲绿卡。我们在马来西亚的经营呢是超过10年的。
And what service do we provide? Initially, when I meet up with you, all right, do contact us after this seminar has finished. We will have our phone numbers and our email over the screen. Contact us and no obligation. We will give you a free initial consultation. So we will assess you and then we will map up with you the pathway for you to apply a permanent resident visa. So we will tell you the cheapest and the shortest pathway. And being a registered migration agent, we have to ensure that your case will meet the requirement before we actually take your case. So if you are not eligible, obviously we will not take your case. And for those of you who are eligible for multiple pathway, we will share with you what are the options available, what are the costs available, and also the time frame. So once you engage us, we will be there advising you every steps of the visa. So usually a business talent visa will take between 1 to 1.5 years for approval. For the next 12 and 18 months, myself and my team will be in contact with you, gathering documents, and then we will submit in the application to the state government and also to the federal government until the visa decision. Now, another very important part of our service is that not only we get you the permanent resident visa, all right, we also assist you in the post-grant. That's why it's very important that Kitson has identified that a lot of migrants got the permanent resident. They realize that they need support on shore. So we are very blessed that today we have Ryan and Katie. They are both based in Queensland in Cairns. So those of you who are going for migration into that part of Australia, we have good people, local people who are very familiar with the local to be able to support you when you move there. So what are the support that we will link you up? Not only on the visa side of it, we also assist you in terms of children education. Some of you are not familiar with the Medicare application, we will assist you. And those of you who are in the business visa, you have to run a business. So we are blessed that if you are going over to Queensland, Katie will be there to be able to assist you to establish a business. Let's say if you are going into a tourism, or you are going into a hotel, or you're even going into a property development. And then for tax, obviously, we will recommend an accountant to you. And then when it comes to housing and settlement, Katie, she herself is a registered property agent, all right? And she owns GBR Realty. So she'll be able to find you the right home, the right size that you want. And being a local and also having the same culture with most of us in Southeast Asia, it's easy for you to communicate with her. Over to you, Kay.
我们都提供了哪些服务呢？那首先，如果今天呢你来咨询我们的话呢，我们会免费的提供意见，然后评估您的资格，到底你是适合走哪一类型的签证。之后呢，我们会制定出一个非常简易、让你明白了解的签证途径，然后我们也不会用非常复杂的行语来告诉你到底适合申请哪一类型的签证。此外呢，当你进行签证过程当中的时候呢，我们也会告诉你到底必须要进行哪一方面的步伐，然后申请哪一方面的签证，还有必须要考英文还是什么其他条件等等的。在你申请的签证过程当中呢，我们会协助你，并且让你通过你的签证的。我们除了帮你获得澳洲的签证之外呢，我们也会给予建议，然后关于你的孩子的未来的教育啊，还是在澳洲的医疗啊，或者是你想要在澳洲扩展你的业务等等的，我们都会提供相对的意见的。
Okay, now I will just go into the business visa requirement. How do you obtain a permanent resident via a business talent visa? There are multiple types of visa available in Australia. There are also different category. There are family category, there are scale category, there are investor category. But today I will just focus on one particular visa called a business talent visa, and it's a permanent visa.
澳洲绿卡呢，它是有分成很多种类型的，然后适合不同类型的人来申请。但是呢，我们今天呢是要主讲的是商业与投资签证132我们今天的 Dato Michael 呢，他就会主讲这方面的类型，还有 Miss Katie 呢，他也会分享关于这方面的类型的签证，它的需求，还有这方面的房地产到底要如何。如果你今天要投资房地产的话呢，你需要多少的金额来符合当地的要求的。
Now, business talent visa subclass 132, right? In Australia, the visa numbers are actually 3-digit, all right? So remember when I mentioned 132 means it stands for business talent. Now, this is a permanent resident visa upfront, right? So how does the application work is that when we first meet up with you, there's a set of requirements that you have to fulfill, you have to meet before you can entitled to apply. So once we find that you're eligible, all right, we will prepare your application and we will prepare a business plan and then we will lodge in to a state for nomination. So this visa requires a state nomination. So Queensland is one of the options where the state government will provide the nomination where they will sponsor your visa. Now, once the visa application has lodged in, and upon approval, you and your family member, including dependent children, all of them will be given Australia permanent resident. And immediately you can enjoy the Australia resident benefit. Sorry, over to you, okay?
我们今天要分享的商业移民呢是代号132A，所以如果等一下我们一直说的是132的话呢，那么我们主要讲的就是商业移民。那商业移民呢132呢，它是属于一种永久签证，就是澳洲的绿卡。然后这类型的签证呢是需要获得州政府赞助的，就是需要获得州政府的担保。那澳洲的每一个州呢都可以担保这类型的签证，但是我们今天主讲的是昆士兰州。那这类型的签证，它是一种永久的居民，所以当申请人获得这类型的签证之后呢，他换句话说，他就是获得澳洲的绿卡，可以永远的合法的居住在澳洲的，然后并且享受到澳洲当地的福利的。那比如说他当地的福利，比如说是医疗福利啊、孩子的求学福利啊等等等等的。
Okay, moving on, I will share with you what is the requirement for a business talent visa, right? Number one, your age must be under 55. For this visa, there is a very low-level English requirement, all right? So if you understand my English today, so I would say that you should be able to pass the English test. Now, however, if those of you who find that you do not want to go for the English test, you can actually pay an English course, all right, for an exemption for the English. Now, this visa, very important, you must be a business owner. That's why it's called a business talent visa. So which means you must own a business at least 2 years in the last 4 years. And why it's called business talent? It actually measures the success of your business by your turnover. So the minimum turnover that you need to have in your current business, it could be one business and up to 2 businesses adding together. You need to achieve at least 3 million Australian dollar in the last two years, in the last 4 years. And then you must demonstrate that you have a personal net asset of 1.5 million Australian dollar. So for this visa, we will basically require a business plan. So how do we do on this visa? When myself or my team meet up with you, and once we start the application for you, we will discuss with you and to find out what business are you keen to do in Australia. If you need guidance, we have people like Katie, all right, who will be able to give you guidance for onshore support. And usually we will invite you to come to Australia, right? So currently, sadly, there's a travel ban. We hope that the travel ban will go off very soon, and the COVID will be also the vaccine to be found soon, so that life can go back to usual, right? So our usual service will not only prepare the visa, we actually would like to invite you to come over to Australia and especially to Cairns. So together, our team and with Patty and Ryan, they can show you around and be able to introduce you to different business opportunities. So every state will actually nominate this visa, and each state and territory, they will have their own criteria for that visa. So today I will share with you on the Queensland requirement. Over to you, Kay.
那么今天呢132的申请条件都有哪些呢？那么首先呢，年龄必须要是55岁以下的。好，那么英文那方面呢，就基本英文就行了。但是如果你的英文是完全不行的，听也听不懂，说也不能说的话呢，那么呢，你也可以豁免的。就是说，你也可以豁免，当你付了一定的费用给澳洲政府之后呢，你也可以豁免英文的。 好的，所以这方面的英文条件呢，它也是非常非常的低的。好，那么既然是创业的既然是一个商业移民嘛，对吧？那么他就要求呢，申请人呢必须要有企业的经验的，就是企业管理经验的，最少在过去4年里面呢，有2年呢是拥有企业管理经验的。那么呢，你的商业营业额呢，你必须要符合300万以上。那这个商业营业额呢，可以加起来2个公司的，最多2个公司加起来的商业营业额必须要符合300万或以上的。好，那净资产那方面呢，就是150万以上。那净资产呢，就可以连同你或者你太太还是丈夫的，就2个人联名都可以的。总之，净资产是一定要符合150万以上。那除此之外呢，你必须要准备商业计划书，然后要告诉澳洲政府你到底当你签证获得之后呢，你想要在当地进行哪类型的生意，比如说出口的生意啊，还是房地产的投资生意啊，还是在那边经营小生意等等的，你都必须要准备商业计划书的。
Okay, the earlier 2 slides is the requirement for you to apply for the Business Talent 132 visa. Now, the subsequent 2 slides is the requirement by the Queensland state government. As I said, this visa requires you to be sponsored by a state or territory. So for Queensland government, right? So this stream is for business owner or part owner who have a major management role in a new and existing business in Queensland. So which means once the visa is granted to you, you are required to establish a new business, or you can go into an existing business in Queensland. So the eligible criteria for the state government of Queensland is that you must demonstrate that you have at least net business and personal asset at least 1.5 million Australian dollar, and it must be transferred to Queensland within 2 years after your visa grant. So not necessary, which means the visa grant immediately you must move the money. They actually give you 2 years time to transfer. And out of the minimum of $1.5 million fund transfer, 1 million will have to go into a business. So a business means that it is a commercial business, all right? It is established for you to make profit, and obviously it has to be legal. And on top of that, a minimum of $500,000 settlement fund for you to move to Queensland. That fund, usually our client use that to buy house and to settle in Queensland. And very important, when we put in this application, you have to demonstrate a commitment to Queensland with the intention to reside and invest in Queensland. So that's why we always invite our client, if you are getting a nomination from Queensland, we would like to have you here, come over, visit us, all right? Katie will be able to show you around. You want to understand about school, you understand about property, you want to understand about business, all right? With her connection, she will show you around. And since most of you who are listening are from Malaysia, I would say that Cairns looks very familiar with Sabah, very beautiful sunshine. They have excellent good weather. I heard it's about 200 over days of sunshine a year, which is one of the best part in Australia. Over to you, Kay.
今天呢，我们主要分享的呢是132的商业天才移民签证。这类型的签证呢是永久签证。那132签证呢，它其实是适用于澳洲的每一个州的。那如果今天你想要居住在维州的话呢，你就要获得维州的州担保。那昆州的话呢，就要获得昆州的州担保。那同样的，那今天呢，我们主要讲的是昆州的条件、条规，还有昆州的到底有哪类型可以移民的。那如果你今天你想要获得昆州的州政府担保的话呢，那么你就必须要符合昆州的要求，因为每一个州他们都有指定的要求要符合的。那今天呢，我们主要讲的是昆州。那我们接下来会分享的就是昆州到底都有哪些条件是需要符合的，才可以获得此签证呢？那么此签证呢，它是适合用于一些生意人，他们希望在昆州开展他们的新业务，或者购买现有的业务，并且持续的发展这的话呢，那么呢，你是可以进行这类型的签证邀请的。那么它的基本资格都有哪些呢？就像我们刚刚说的，就是150万净资产。那昆州它的要求也是一样的，就是你必须要有150万的净资产，还有就是个人资产。那么你在签证获得的2年之内呢，你必须要把这个150万转移到昆州的。 在签证批准的过后呢，你不用立马的，就是把150万转入到昆州，就是在2年里面，你可以分段的把这笔钱转进昆州就行了。那么在100万呢，在150万里面的100万呢，必须要是用于生意投资的。那其余的50万呢，就是用于安置家庭及生活。我们很多顾客呢，他用于50万呢，都会在当地呢购买房产，因为你要住在昆州嘛，对吧？那你不可能就是没有房子，所以很多我们的顾客呢，他就会在当地呢寻找当地的房产中介，然后帮他们寻找房子，然后用于就是购买房子，还有就是日常生活的。还有非常重要的就是你必须要履行对昆州的承诺，因为在你申请昆州州担保的时候呢，你就告诉了他你会居住在昆州，然后进行商业投资啊，还是进行生意等等的。那么在你签证获准之后呢，你必须要履行你对昆州的承诺。你不可以说你获得了昆州的州担保，获得了签证啦，那你就选择住在别的州，就选择住在维州啊、新州啊，还是塔州的，那是不行的。因为呢，在你签证获批之后的2年之后呢，州政府还有澳洲政府呢，它是会进行考核的，它会确定你是否有符合有履行对昆州的承诺。
Okay, I'll just roughly run through. All right. So if you are doing property development, the few requirement by the state government is that you must demonstrate that you have the experience background in property development. And if you intend to establish your property development business in Queensland, your total asset transfer and investment in the business must be higher than the entry level. So entry level is 1.5 million. Now, usually for property development, you're talking about building 3 or 4 houses or maybe building an apartment. The investment will definitely exceed more than 1.5 million. So take note of the investment amount. And a property development project need to be in a large scale and ongoing business. So which means you can't be just building one project and you stop, right? So it needs to be a scalable, which means you build multiple homes, and then once it's complete and sold, then you go on to look for other sites and continue your property development. So later, Katie will be able to just run through some of the snapshot about property market in Cairns, and then you can be able to understand more. And those of you who are keen under this pathway, it's good that you can contact us and contact Katie. We'll be able to provide you further information. And you can actually do any form of business, all right? However, in terms of importation product into Australia, now they basically will not accept just a normal import, which means you open a company in Queensland, you just import an item and then you start to distribute in Queensland. So when you do importation, all right, what they need to know is that the product must be highly innovative, it must be advanced in technology, or it is not available in Queensland. And you should also provide value added. So which means you may import in raw material, and then you actually have a production facility in Queensland. You add value, and also you hire people to finish off the product, and then you sell locally. Over to you, Kay.
那么呢，有些生意人呢，他们就会说那我不想要在澳洲做生意，还是我不想要进行任何的企业，那我还可以有符合资格申请132吗？那其实还是可以的。那如果你今天你不想要做生意的话呢，那你可以考虑就是房地产投资。在昆州呢，它是接受房地产投资的，但是呢，前提你必须要具有相关的业务背景。你必须要告诉州政府，那你有相关的关于房地产的投资的经验、业务背景，那你才可以符合资格。同时呢，你的投资金额呢必须要高于入门水平的，入门水平指定是150万嘛，那你的投资的金额呢是必须要高过于这个金额的，因为呢，如果你今天要进行房地产业务的话呢，你最少都要投资3到4套房子或者是一整套公寓的，那通常呢这类型的房地产投资呢，它的肯定的金额都肯定会超过150万的。还有你所投资的房地产的业务呢，必须要是规模宏大的，就像我们等一下 Kitty 她会分享她的业务一样的。还有呢，它是必须要是持续不断的，就是一种 ongoing business 那种类型的。 那我们接下来我们就说一说进口业务。那也有人说啊，那我不要做房地产了，那我还可以做些其他些什么生意吗？我可以进口吗？我可以从国外进口一些一些食材呀、还是一些日常用品啊，然后进到澳洲里面卖嘛，可以吗？那基本上呢，昆州呢是不接受进口业务的，这个是非常要注意的。除非你的进口的产品呢是具有高度的创新性、技术先进性，还有或者是目前昆士兰是没有的。那可能州政府才会考虑。还有呢，你必须要对你的进口产品呢提供真实的服务，例如设计啊、产品组装啊、安装啊、测试啊等等的，并且要为他的当地的州政府呢提供那个就业机会，那才可以被考虑的。
Okay, with that, I basically end my presentation on the business visa subclass 132. I'll hand over the floor to Jimmy and then we'll welcome our next speaker, Katie.
Thank you very much, Dato, for sharing with us the requirement for the 132 subclass via the state of Queensland. Just a bit of FYI, Cairns are not only known for their sunshine, they are also the so-called the gateway to the Great Barrier Reef of Australia. Being say so is every year, thousands and thousands of domestic and international tourists are flocking into Cairns every year just to have the access to the Great Barrier Reef. Without further ado, I'll pass the floor to Katie for her to share with us the investment opportunity and the property markets in Cairns, Australia. Katie?
Okay. Yeah, just a second. I'm just trying to share the PowerPoint.
No problem, no problem, no problem, no problem.
Sorry.
I'm sorry for the technical hiccup. Katie is trying to upload her PowerPoint presentation for her to share with us all the information. Before we reach that part, if you have any question, do free to share with us or ask us via the comment section. We will try to answer all your queries and all your questions, either on the migration part or on the property part. If we cannot take your question at the point of this presentation or this Facebook Live, our team will contact you as soon as we're able to. And now we have Katie. Katie, thank you.
Okay. Can you see the screen? Can you see?
Yeah, of course.
Sorry.
Of course.
Yeah, all right. 好，大家好，欢迎来到凯恩斯。今天呢，我是用中文来完成我的演讲。那么我们首先刚才感谢 Michael 已经介绍过我啊。那么我是来自于中国的上海，2006年就移民到了凯恩斯，在凯恩斯已经有14年了。那么我是凯恩斯大堡礁的这个创始人，也是凯恩斯首位呢华人持牌的房产经纪人。那么今天呢，我觉得因为是第一次跟大家介绍这个凯恩斯，所以我更多的是为大家介绍一下我们凯恩斯这个环境、凯恩斯的旅游业、教育和将来我们可能需要这个投资的房产业。好，那么我们公司呢，到目前为止有一支非常完善的团队，可以为大家提供到买卖、过户租赁管理，以及到后期的房屋维护保养等一条龙服务，甚至协助大家移民安家置业。好，那么说到澳大利亚，很多人更多的会想到的是悉尼、墨尔本，非常的直接，可能对凯恩斯呢不是很熟悉。那么今天我们就来了解一下凯恩斯。首先，我请大家来看一段视频，可以对凯恩斯有个更加直观的印象。
Welcome to tropical North Queensland, on the northeast coast of Australia. At the heart of tropical North Queensland is the city of Cairns, an Australian city that has not yet experienced the extreme property rises associated with developments in Sydney and Melbourne. A place of stunning natural beauty, a place where lifestyle means everything. Your new place to call home. The region's incredible natural draw cards and tourist attractions have seen international visitors increase by 46% in the last 5 years, with the largest proportion of international visitors coming from China. Regular flights connect directly with Shanghai and Guangzhou. Cairns Airport, which is undergoing a $50 million upgrade, also connects directly with Japan, Bali, Hong Kong, Singapore, New Zealand, and Papua New Guinea, with direct flights also planned with the Middle East. Increased domestic interest in the region has also seen domestic flights grow by 30% since 2011. With over 3 million visitors annually, this figure is set to grow, with a $120 million upgrade to the Cairns seaport, bringing an additional 40,000 cruise liner visitors by 2021. Adjacent to the cruise terminal, the state government has already commenced work on the $1.5 billion global tourism hub, adding a second major casino to the region. Alongside the global tourism hub, the Cairns Convention Centre is also undergoing a $175 million expansion that will generate over 200,000 room nights per year. Additionally, 4 new 5-star hotels with a combined value of $1.5 billion are currently under construction. At the same time, major investment is underway, with a $50 million innovation centre being constructed at James Cook University, and a $70 million performing arts centre opens in December. Cairns is booming, so there's never been a better time to invest in the region.
好，看完了这个录像，我们大家来看一下这张地图。好，凯恩斯呢是在澳洲的东北部，也是澳洲离东南亚最近的一个城市。从凯恩斯到印度尼西亚直飞只要4个半小时，从凯恩斯直飞新加坡呢只要6个半小时，所以非常的方便，所以又被誉为是一个亚洲通往澳洲的门户。那么凯恩斯的气候条件其实跟东南亚很相似，它相对比较炎热啊，那么没有真正意义上的冬天。我们只有干季和湿季2季，从每年的4月份到11月份呢属于干季，气温呢相对比较低，白天大概在27、8度，晚上的话最低温度是在12到13度左右。那么从12月份到明年的4月份是雨季，雨季呢相对来讲雨水相对较多，那么气候会稍微炎热一些，但凯恩斯的最高温度也只有在33摄氏度左右，没有像近40度这样的极高温度啊，所以还是非常的舒适。那么凯恩斯是一个全世界著名的旅游城市，它有2项世界自然遗产，也是全世界唯一一个具有2项世界自然遗产的城市。那么其中一项呢是世界闻名的大堡礁。大堡礁它不止在凯恩斯，它是从布里斯班的东海岸一直延伸到凯恩斯的北部，它有2900多公里，有整个2个英国的国土面积。那么为什么全世界的人都要到凯恩斯来看这个大堡礁？就是因为凯恩斯独天独厚的这个地理条件，它是大陆离这个礁群最近的地方，从凯恩斯坐船半个小时就可以欣赏到这个大堡礁珊瑚的美丽景象。如果从其他城市出发，可能坐船一整天都看不到这个珊瑚礁，所以全世界的人都要到凯恩斯来看这个美丽的景观。那么除了这个大堡礁以外呢，我们凯恩斯还有这个全世界最古老的热带雨林，所以凯恩斯的空气质量和水质也是全澳洲最好的。那么现在越来越多的人关注凯恩斯，就是因为现在大家考虑到这个身体健康和这个生活品质，所以很多人是为了自己的生活质量，也慢慢都移民到凯恩斯来。好，那么凯恩斯的旅游业呢，在2019年它的价值已经突破了30亿澳元，预计到2020年呢将达到41.5亿澳元。凯恩斯每年的游客数量是超过了300万， 是澳大利亚最热门的国际和国内旅游胜地之一。那么在未来的20年里呢，澳大利亚的旅游业预计将翻一番，主要原因是在于亚洲这个中产阶级对旅游业的需求的不断增长，很多新的项目的开启，凯恩斯的发展潜力和亚洲蓬勃发展的旅游市场，将为新的投资者带来巨大的利益和潜力。好，凯恩斯的直达航班，那么凯恩斯被誉为是亚洲通往澳洲的门户，直飞航班呢，将凯恩斯连接到中国、新加坡、印度尼西亚、新西兰、日本，使其成为从亚洲到澳洲东部最直接、最短的航线。凯恩斯机场目前耗资了5000万的澳元进行升级，以应对这个增长的旅游业，每年可以接待500万的这个游客。那么除了来凯恩斯旅游、度假、休闲以外呢，凯恩斯也是一个非常适宜居住的城市。那么将来如果大家有这个移民的需求到凯恩斯来，我们肯定要了解一下在凯恩斯当地的生活如何。那么首先是教育，在凯恩斯呢有很多非常优秀的中小学，也有非常优秀的大学。那么目前呢，凯恩斯每年有超过33000名的海外学生在凯恩斯学习和生活，这是一个真正拥有一流、精致、安全、现代、舒适生活的澳大利亚城市。库克大学在凯恩斯是一所全球400强的大学，那么在海洋生物研究方面呢，是排名世界第一的。库克大学分别在凯恩斯、布里斯班、汤斯威尔、马凯和新加坡都设有校区。凯恩斯校区呢是所有校区中最大、学习科目最齐全的校区。大学内设有艺术、商务、教育、工程、法律、环境、信息技术、医学、生物、药物、医务护理、理疗、牙医等科目，所以为学生求学提供了非常广泛的选择。那么在凯恩斯呢，完全可以做到生活娱乐两不误。在凯恩斯每天就像在度假一样，白天你在繁忙的工作之余，傍晚就可以去海边、去热带雨林放松，做各种休闲运动那么也可以到海边的高档餐厅去享受凯恩斯的海鲜美食和澳洲当地有特色的烧烤。那么周末闲暇时间还可以去我们的百货公司大型的商场购物，所以城市与自然相结合，完全是体现在凯恩斯。那么今年这个新冠疫情全球爆发以后呢，凯恩斯更受到了大家的瞩目。为什么？因为我们来看一组数据，现在在澳洲，新南威尔士被确诊的病例是3902人，那维多利亚19336人，昆士兰州整个州是非常少，1128，凯恩斯仅只有29个病例，也就是说，凯恩斯到目前为止几乎是没有被这个新冠疫情影响。所以非常的安全，因为我们这里的气候相对比较炎热，可能也不太适宜这个病毒在这里扩散。所以今年在7月30日，这个昆州边境开放以后，从悉尼、墨尔本，包括澳洲当地的这个居民，有很大一部分人移居到凯恩斯来，也给凯恩斯提供了很多的商机。目前也是让凯恩斯的房产市场有一个非常好的契机。好，我们现在看到的这一位呢，是我们凯恩斯的市长 Bob Manning。那么凯恩斯的市长呢，对这个凯恩斯的发展前景是非常的具有非常好的这个期望。市长讲，凯恩斯呢是正处在一个重要的上升期的城市，建设呢蓬勃发展，就业不断增加，房价呢上升，蜂拥而的游客会给凯恩斯带来很大的契机，但是凯恩斯目前它没有到达一个巅峰。澳洲每一个城市的发展周期是不一样的。那么一开始从悉尼、墨尔本都是大城市开始发展，那么目前很多大城市几乎已经处在一个比较饱和的状态。那么现在澳洲的一些2、3线的中小城市开始受到大家的瞩目。那么凯恩斯是一个在这些2、3线 的城市中被大家非常观望的一个城市，它目前处在一个刚刚开始发展的阶段，所以离这个顶峰还有很长的一个时期，所以也是入市的最好时机。好，那么凯恩斯市政府呢，也是随着凯恩斯不断发展以及人口、游客数量的逐年增加呢，凯恩斯政府也是重视凯恩斯的市政建设。那么目前，这是一些我们的已建、在建和将要建设的一些市政建设。那么我们的凯恩斯的表演艺术中心去年全部完工，引来了非常多的世界著名的艺术团体来凯恩斯，也给凯恩斯的居民丰富了很多的娱乐生活。凯恩斯的展馆今年凯恩斯市政府耗资了1.7个亿去改建，也是为将来可以发展更多的这个商业活动，还有包括美术馆以及凯恩斯这个棕榈湾最佳海滩的一个港口建设。好，那么为什么投资凯恩斯呢？一个成熟仍在增长的旅游业为多样化的经济蓬勃奠定了基础。那么人口是在增长，但失业率很低，增强了这个凯恩斯的商业信心。凯恩斯目前是在昆士兰州海外投资榜上排名第4的城市。凯恩斯是亚洲通往澳洲的门户，所以它增长的外来人流呢，会给旅游、农业和教育等关键领域呢带来重大的影响。和其他澳大利亚城市相比，凯恩斯国际航班的便利性也会刺激下一波在凯恩斯的投资。在近几年内呢，现在目前在凯恩斯投资最大的是一家叫 Crystal Brook 的公司，他们在凯恩斯花了6个亿，投资了3个5星的酒店和重建道格拉斯超级游艇码头。那么公司的总裁无意中来到凯恩斯以后，发现了这个凯恩斯有一个巨大潜在的投资商机。好，接下来我们来了解一下凯恩斯的房地产市场这大家比较感兴趣的。那么我们现在这一组数据我们来看一下。那么到今年的2020年3月份，悉尼的别墅的房产中间价是在116.8806澳元，墨尔本是在91.8350澳元，布里斯班呢是58.4778澳元，那么凯恩斯是47.5000澳元。从这个数据上来讲，大家可以看到这个凯恩斯的别墅中间价位和悉尼、墨尔本相比的话，几乎是他们的一半投资成本非常的低。那么凯恩斯的房地产呢是一个循序渐进的增长过程。凯恩斯地产销售中间价位在2019年的下半年呢非常的稳定。那么别墅的中间价在2019年的话是42.25万，那么它有一个2.1%的增幅。凯恩斯的房产租金市场，那么投资就要考虑一个回报。凯恩斯是全澳洲租金回报最高的城市，它的回报金额基本是保持在5%以上。那么凯恩斯的租房的空置率一直保持在1.6%的这个水平。在澳洲，如果一个城市它的这个租房空置率是低于3%的话，这是一个城市房屋紧缺的讯号。所以在凯恩斯经常会遇到租房一房难求的这个情形。那么这个租房空置率呢，目前为止在持续的往下走，也就是房屋还是继续的紧缺，因为凯恩斯目前没有太多的新建的房屋和新的一些房源，所以租房的租金呢还是不停的在上涨。那么租金的价位呢，现在凯恩斯的别墅每周已经从415澳元提高至425澳元，这是平均的价格那么公寓的话是从295澳元提至到305澳元。那么说到凯恩斯这个租金回报5%，那么目前悉尼的租金回报是2.9%，墨尔本的租金回报是在3%，那么凯恩斯是在5%。它的房价是悉尼、墨尔本的一半，但是它的租金回报几乎是悉尼、墨尔本的1倍。这是一个投资的时刻表。 那么我们可以看到，在这个12点钟的位置呢，是这个投资的顶峰时期。那么目前来讲，悉尼和墨尔本呢，它处在一个3点钟的位置。那么也就是说，他们已经到了一个顶峰的市场，现在慢慢的回调。那么凯恩斯呢，是在一个7点钟的位置，也就是刚刚开始发展，所以它到顶峰期间呢，还有一个非常漫长的过程，也就是说有一个非常大的发展空间。现在是一个入市非常好的时机。那么在凯恩斯有哪些房产投资的类型？那么有几大类，一就是公寓，大家都比较熟悉啊。那么公寓呢，一般在凯恩斯在市中心或者是在海边的话，都是非常不错的投资。好，接下来这个呢是凯恩斯的目前非常盛行这种小型别墅的项目，这个可能也跟大家将来这个移民可能够配套的这种房产项目。这种项目呢，像这样一套小型的独立的别墅，它的价位大概是在50万左右澳元。那么像这样的一个小型的房产开发项目，大概是三个小型的别墅是150万澳币左右。那么像这样的一套房子的租金回报大概是在500多一周。那么它的优点是在于它没有非常多的这个维护。它不用，它因为它相对地会小一些，它没有非常多的草地需要去维护，但是呢，它没有物业的费用，所以它是一个独立永久产权的别墅。第二种是大家比较熟悉的联排别墅啊，联排别墅。那么联排别墅也是这种小型的这个房地产开发项目，它也是将来可以，如果你要移民要配套的话，这种项目也是一种可行的项目。那么它一般3到4套的这个联排别墅金额也会在150万左右。那么如果作为自住需求的话，那么将来如果大家希望有一些高端物业，我们也有很多的这个海景物业和一些山景物业，这都在凯恩斯非常的盛行。那么这些呢，是我今天给大家带来的，就是关于凯恩斯的一个简单的介绍和一个房地产的信息的简单介绍。那么今后我们会给大家带一些具体的、详细的内容，好吧？谢谢。
Katie, thank you for sharing with us today. In fact, there's a few questions from the floor we'd like to understand about. Can I do it in English because
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Someone was asking, since the COVID-19 pandemic hit Australia or hit the market, how does the property market in Cairns being affected?
Okay. Yeah, actually, this is a very interesting question, and yeah. Do you want me to answer English or Chinese?
Yes. English or Chinese is fine. If you answer in Chinese, I will translate in English for you. I hope I can do it properly.
Okay, no problem. Maybe I answer it in Chinese because I know most of clients speak Chinese. Yeah,
Okay.
so okay. 这是一个很有意思的话题。目前凯恩斯的市场应该是非常的火爆，应该讲。为什么？因为在这个疫情发展以后，之前我提到凯恩斯几乎没有被影响。那么全澳洲现在凯恩斯是一个最安全的地方，所以大家现在很多都跑到凯恩斯来安居乐业。从悉尼、墨尔本，很多澳洲人也到凯恩斯来定居，所以造成现在凯恩斯的房地产业倒是非常的兴旺。像我们这一段时间，基本上房子销量都是猛增的。
Okay, what Katie was saying is that currently the property market in Cairns was actually booming. Since the pandemic outbreak, Cairns is the least or non-affected state or city in the entire Australia. Therefore, it is actually the safest place to be. And because of this reason, the property market in Cairns is actually getting better after the pandemic. Am I right, Katie?
Yes.
Okay. The following is because Cairns' majority of the business are due to tourism, since the access to the Great Barrier Reef is closer, and the main economy structure for Cairns is via tourism. And now Australia have basically discouraged or do not allow foreigners to go in. How does that actually affect the industry in Cairns?
Okay. 在旅游业这个方面的话，的确是会有一定的影响， 因为主要是现在国际航班不能进入这个澳洲，不能来到凯恩斯。但是呢，现在因为凯恩斯之前它不只接待国际游客，包括澳洲的境内游客，凯恩斯也是一个非常热门的地方。那么每年从悉尼、墨尔本，之前定期的都会有大量的游客来凯恩斯，所以现在在这个州边境开放以后呢，又加上凯恩斯还是一个最安全的地方，所以还是在境内人士旅游的一个首选地区。OK， 所以只要在澳洲境内这个 borders 那个边境没有关闭的情况下，所以凯恩斯的旅游业还是被澳洲当地人支撑啊，还是有很多的游客在凯恩斯。
In Cairns, in KD explanation is Cairns tourism is not only rely on international tourism, they are also very popular among the domestic tourisms. Since Cairns is also the safest city in Australia and the state border have partially opened, therefore the domestic tourism have also been booming. Even though without the support from the international tourism, but the impact or the effect of the pandemic is not as great as we expected. 对吗？
好。
Okay. The following question is it was addressed to Dato Michael.
Yeah.
There was someone asking if I were to go for 132 visa through Queensland, but personally I have no property development experience. My business experience is totally on other field. Can I still venture into property development?
All right. How we will do is that first I will need to speak to the client, right, and to understand what area of business you are involved in. So I will understand whether your business has anything relates to property development, whether it's upstream or downstream. It could be in terms of upstream means you are some people who are doing building material, and downstream people who are in the marketing and sales, right? So it is always, if there's a client who is keen on that, I will always bring up this matter to the state government of Queensland. I will share with them your background, and then from there, they will be able to give a feedback whether you qualify or what you need to achieve before you qualify.
Okay, thank you, Dato. So in other words, if it's good that the clients will contact you directly and share with you his experience before he actually consider the application?
Yes. Obviously, we can have a chit chat. Let me understand what business you are involved in, and then allow me to present it to the Queensland government and for them to say whether they support this application or otherwise.
Understand. Thank you very much, Dato. The next question, Katie. If someone were to invest in property, but not so much on migration purposes, but is purely for investment, what is your recommendation? Is it Cairns still a good property to invest for the time being?
Yes, at the moment we have lots of overseas buyers in Cairns because the Cairns rental return, before I mentioned, is the highest in Australia. Yeah.
Okay, so Katie 的解释就是用来投资也是很理想，因为目前租金的话 ，Cairns 是在全个澳洲是最高的，对不对？ Okay, Katie, if the investor were to invest property, but he have other interests in other state, will you able to assist them also, or your focus is purely only in Cairns?
Yeah, we have lots of connections in other states, so we can recommend them the right property type. Yeah.
Okay. The next question, this is the last question I will take. For those who are unable to take your question, not to worry, our colleagues and our team will get back to you on the migration part. As for the property and investment, Katie will get back to you as soon as she can. Dato, during the pandemic outbreak for this present moment, is it possible still to submit in the application for the 132 visa to Queensland now?
Yeah, what happened is that the usual quota for state nomination is released on July every year, right? So there is a delay at this moment by the federal government, whereby the budget will be delayed and it will be announced in October. However, to my understanding, some of the states are actually given some small quota for them to start the nomination. Right? So if those of you are keen in Queensland, we're most happy to prepare a document first to qualify you first. And then from there, we will prepare the application. And once the Queensland government is ready for business, they open back, we'll be able to submit the application for you.
Okay, thank you, Dato. As you heard, you can actually prepare your application ahead of time so that you can submit in the application to the Queensland state government as soon as the state government take in application. And this is the time that we have for today. For those who are first time with us, please do like our page for all future updates on Australia migration and Australia situation. Hopefully the pandemics will go away as soon as can, then everybody can travel safely again to Australia through and through without the 14 days quarantine. Because I understand Dato have been quarantined 14 days here, 14 days there, and 14 days here. A lot of quarantine for you, Dato, is it?
Yeah. I'm catching a flight back to KL tonight. So I'll reach tomorrow morning. I will have another 14 days quarantine. So look like this year, I really lose 1.5 months in the hotel room, over 4 walls. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Kay, for supporting us. We are very glad to have you. I look forward to see you in Cairns soon. Yeah,
Yeah.
Katie?
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Kay. Thank you, Jimmy. Bye.